Welcome to the John Malone Show. Today, I wanted to talk about something pretty important. There's been a lot of news lately about Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. People saying that they should pay more taxes, or that all the money that they are spending and going into outer space could be used towards other things like ending world hunger. I know there was, a message from the UN food director where he'd said that it would only take $6 billion to end world hunger. And I guess Elon sent a tweet saying, like, if you can show me how this could happen, he might be interested. And I know right now Elon is in a Twitter battle, with Bernie Sanders, about paying more taxes. I love it. Even Elon said, Elon replied back to Bernie Sanders saying, "Oh, I didn't know you were still alive." So at least he's got a sense of humor. But this does bring up a lot of, questions about what do we expect out of people who've got a lot of money? You know, are we pro capitalism, or are we more pro socialism? I've always been kind of a capitalist, but I think, if you make a certain amount of money, I know when I've been able to, you donate, so you try to help out when you can. And I know a lot of these guys do. So like, I'm okay with them, but I feel like, with the exuberant amount of money that they have, what could they help with? Are there things in society where that money could be, used for better purposes? And I'm talking specifically about these two, and I'll get to why, because I know there's a lot of billionaires out there, and I know a lot of people seem to target these two, and I'm targeting specifically Elon and Jeff. But I have a method. There's a method to my madness in this, because these two can provide something to all of us that none of these other billionaires can offer. So, because like, world hunger is very important. It's pretty sad that in this modern age that we still have people that are malnourished. That's heartbreaking to know. And homelessness. Money could go towards that. There's a myriad of things that we could, fix with money. And they're all, critical, but to me, there's one thing, that I think these two owe us. There's something that these two, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, owe us at this point, and like, if you'll do this one thing, I feel like we can just call it square at this point. Like, you should never have to pay taxes again, as a private individual, or even your companies, if you just do this one thing for us. Because this really is critical, because yes, world hunger and homelessness and healthcare for all and all these things where we could throw money at. But for me, I think the most pivotal thing that I'm not hearing anybody talk about anywhere on any of the other YouTube channels or mainstream media, or even on Twitter, when everybody's going back and forth with Elon, I never hear this one thing come up. And I think this could solve a huge problem. And these two I don't know, they're probably the best suited to fix this, of any of the other billionaires out there. Except for, the guy from Virgin. Sorry, I can't remember his name right now, but to me, I think something that would help eradicate a lot of stress in the world right now would be is if either one of these two, or jointly, sent Mark Sargent up into outer space. Okay. I think that is the most pivotal thing, the most critical thing. The most paramount issue right now is getting Mark Sargent up into outer space. You find that funny? If you don't know who that is, Mark Sargent is the main leader of the Flat Earth, society. So I think that these two, I think Elon and Jeff, owe it to us to send Mark Sargent into outer space so he can go, "Oh, damn, I was wrong. It's a sphere, it's not flat." And so I think that would just go a long way to solving a lot of the crisis that we have in the world. Get the main flat earther guy up there. We can prove that it's round. He can come back, tell all of his friends, He'll have to go on YouTube and, have him on all the mainstream media and go, well, yeah, okay, we were wrong. Okay. So I feel like if we can get rid of flat Earth, and prove that it's a sphere, and because these two guys, I feel like they can do it. Probably Elon more than Jeff, because I know Jeff's rocket, the Blue Origin, just goes up and then comes right back down. So I don't know what they would be able to see, but where Elon's goes to the space station. So I think that, I don't know because I've not been up there. you know, I think that would probably give this Mark Sargent guy a better perspective, of the Earth from that far out, to where he'd be like, yeah, well, I was on the Blue Origin and we only went so high, and yeah, it all still looked flat to me, right? But where Elon's thing kind of goes into outer space, so he really probably have a better view of the globe, that it's not a disk, that it's a round sphere. So I feel like if we can combat this issue of whether it's a flat Earth or a sphere, then they would be forced, to also have to get rid of a lot of other stuff and be like, all right, so now that we've proven to you that the Earth is round, are you willing to concede that there's no Bigfoot? Okay, and since you're willing to concede that there's no Bigfoot, now are you willing to concede that there's no Loch Ness monster? And then so on, and no chupacabra, and all this other Mothman, and all this other nonsense. So I feel like those things we really can't prove whether they exist or not, but we can prove whether the Earth is round or not. And pictures didn't do it for these guys. Videos didn't do it for these guys. Satellite imagery didn't do it for these guys. So I feel like if we send one of them up there, because I would say you could even get, Captain Kirk, who just went up in Blue Origin to say, what he saw. I didn't see much of the interviews, after William Shatner came back down. There wasn't a big, he had like a little bit of a debrief with the media and stuff like that, but nobody really asked him. I would have thought would have been trivial or, pivotal to say, what did you see? Was it round? Like that would have been my first question if I was a media reporter. So since that didn't happen, and even if William Shatner were to come out and say that today, oh yeah, no, when I was up there, I saw that it was a globe and I saw it was a sphere, wasn't flat. They'd still say, well, yeah, but you're getting paid to say that or whatever. So I feel like if we send Mark Sargent up personally, then his own two eyes, would be able to see that it is a sphere. So that's my deal. That's my proposal. If you guys, are on board with that, I think we would all just say, hey, we'll never ask you for anything again. That would be your largest contribution to the planet. So, and you can go to Mars and you can work on all this other stuff that you want to work on. We will never bother you again if you do this for us. So I just say we wipe the slate clean. So, and I'll talk to Bernie and get him off your back, Elon, and I know he'd probably be on board with this too, because I just know this is a very serious issue and it needs to be handled right away. So if we can make this happen sooner rather than later, that would be wonderful. So, respond, leave me a Twitter message, at John Malone Show, or you can leave a comment here. But I just know that if we get this handled, then we'll be able to knock off a lot of the other conspiracy theories. So, and we get fix these crackpots. Okay, so that's would be my Christmas gift to me personally. So if you could do that, and like I said, and I know everybody else on the planet would be on board with just saying, hey, we'll call it even. So I don't know. What do you people think? Leave your comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think this is a good business proposal? I honestly think it is, because there's just so much garbage in the world today, right? With everything on social media. And I just feel like if we could just tackle this one thing, that would go so far. So anyway, leave a comment down below. If you enjoy my content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you next time on the John Malone Show.